All right. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Anthony Trujillo, and welcome to my very first vlog post. So I decided to create this vlog as a way to try and spread my leadership experience, throughout my time in Civil Air Patrol and my experiences for life. And this is a senior project for my honors British literature class. So I'm very, very excited to have created this project. And now I got something physical that I could keep going forever. So I'm happy I get to share some of my leadership experiences with you guys who are trying to look for it. So what we're going to talk about today is in honor of Medal of Honor Day, which was 2 days ago, March 25th. We're going to take a look at one of the Medal of Honor oral histories. I'd like to thank my friend Connor Ryan for suggesting me to take a look at this. So we're going to take a look at one of the Medal of Honor oral histories, and what this comes from. This comes from Walter D. Ehlers, who was a Medal of Honor recipient during the World War II. So you guys are going to take a look at that clip, and then we're going to talk about some of the leadership aspects that Walter displays in that clip right there. So you guys take a look at that, and we'll talk about it in a little bit afterwards.
Because I was the experienced one in combat, I could smell the Germans before I could see them. So I just went down the hedgerow there, and I went up on the bank there. I heard some rattling, and I came face to face with 4 Germans on the patrol. All of them had their guns pointed at me. I had to make up a real fast decision. Either I shot them or they're going to shoot me. So I just went like this, pulled my trigger 4 times and got all 4 of them. So I reloaded, and I had all the guys fix their bayonets, and so they followed me up the hedgerow. I came upon a machine gun nest out there, and I ran out of there and knocked the guy out, and there was a mound back there, and I went up on the mound, and it was 2 mortar positions, 80 millimeter type mortars, the big heavy ones. And when they saw me come up there, I asked them to halt, and the other men came up, and of course they really got frightened and ran. I told them that they had to shoot him or else they're going to have to fight him again. So that's what we did. Then the next morning, we're going up this next hedgerow, and our squad got clear up to almost to the hedgerow in front of us. And so when we're going up there, we start getting fire. Company commander said to withdraw. I knew that if we turned around, well, they'd probably shoot us all in the back. So I went up on the hedge, and I started firing in the left, and an automatic rifleman came up, and he fired around to the right to keep the Germans pinned down. And I saw him putting a machine gun down in the corner down there, so I'm busy shooting at these 3 guys who are putting in the machine gun down there. When I got hit in the back, he hit me in the back, went into my rib here, and I glanced off of the rib, went out, and I made 2 holes, one where it went in, one where it came out, but I got up and went over and picked up the BAR man. I saw him laying on the field when I got up, and so I carried him back even though I was wounded myself. After I got him back behind the hedgerow and turned him over to the medics, and then I went back and got his rifle. And then after I got back, when we started loading the automatic rifleman on the ambulance, I told the company commander, you better have the medics look at that wound in my back. So he turned me around, and he saw that bullet hole come through my trench hole. He says, my God, you should be dead. It was kind of a miracle. I don't know, it looked like I should have been dead, but I wasn't.
Happened in that club. You saw Walter, Mr. Ehlers go through, he recalled his scenes in combat, and he went through it. He picked up that guy with the Browning automatic rifle, and he had to pick him up, and he had to remove him back to safety while he was still trying to continue the fight with the rest of his men. So that is a very big part of the entire clip itself, is the bravery that Mr. Ehlers displays, and what pushes him to really move himself forward in the kind of combat situation. Because obviously one of the greatest challenges in being a leader is perhaps leading people through combat. Now, I haven't experienced that at all, but that's got to be one of the greatest challenges, because you're under pressure and your life's on the line. So you really got to deal with that fact that you got to not only lead your people through combat, but you have to lead yourself, and you got to keep yourself safe. So Mr. Ehlers led his people by saying, even with those mortarmen, that he said, hey, you guys are going to have to kill these. You have to kill these guys, or you're going to have to find them later. So he gave reason, and there was reason by what he do, and that's what leaders do. Leaders have reasons for what they do. There's a reason for everything. We can't just do things and then there not be a reason for that. So there has to be a reason for everything that we do and what we do as leaders. Because if we don't have a reason, there are people that we're trying to lead, they're not going to follow us. So we need to have reasons for what we do. Other things that Mr. Elders displays is that kind of courage and bravery and that sense that you can't give up. You can't give up when the mission is on the line. Everything has to come into place. Everything has to happen. Because if he gave up, his buddies could have died, or he might have died himself. He could have got himself injured, and his people could have got injured. And the mission on a greater scale, he could have injured more people. He could have got more of his, more U.S. soldiers wounded because he didn't take out the guys he was supposed to take out. So the mission itself really does come in as a factor. If you can't execute the mission, how effective are you? You have to be effective and execute that mission. So really overall for Mr. Ehlers, what I would say absolutely is just taking care of the people first and foremost. He took care of his guys, he gave his people reasons for what they did, and he got the mission done. Those three things I would say is main points of this video. So I would say you look for those things, and you can look for them in your own lives. If you have a purpose for what you guys do, have reasons for what you guys for what you do as people, and have that purpose and have a mission and have something to keep you going. So take that, and you can take that into your own lives and just try to apply it to yourself. So as leaders, we can take that, we can apply it to our own lives and just say, hey, I got a purpose, I got a mission, and if I have people I got to take care of along the way, I'm going to take care of my people, and I'm going to make sure I get my mission done. But I'm also going to make sure I'm going to help them in the process. So if you like this video, this leadership analysis, I definitely liked listening to Mr. Earl speak. So great. It was a great, great that he got to share his story. Now I get to share my own analysis of that. So if you guys like to watch Mr. Earl's and on any other Medal of Honor oral histories, you can check him out on YouTube on the Medal of Honor oral histories by searching that on YouTube. And if you want to see more of my leadership analysis, definitely come back to my channel here. I'll be definitely try to post them when I can. I'll see you guys back again next week on try go on Mondays. Thanks for watching. Thank you.